Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Kinston where a man is now facing charges after he hit an officer in the face. Here's a look at that man. Police say they were called to the area of Orion Street and King Street yesterday for a report of a belligerent person on scene while fire crews were investigating a gas odor. Now when officers arrived, they say they told 48-year-old Tony Coleman that he needed to leave the area so crews could continue to perform their duties. In response to the request, police say Coleman struck an officer in the face. Officers say Coleman was also resisting arrest. He was ultimately arrested and charged with the following: assault on a law enforcement officer inflicting serious injury, resisting a public officer, and intoxicated and disruptive. Coleman was taken to the Lenoir County Jail without bond. The officer received medical care and is expected to make a full recovery, according to police. Now we have another story about an arrest tied to a house fire in Beaufort County. 47-year-old Jeremy Barfield was arrested by Beaufort County deputies yesterday. Now, according to warrants, Barfield set fire to an uninhabited house located on a parcel of land on Highway 99 near Bellhaven on February 1st. Warrants say he set the fire with the intent to injure or prejudice the property owner. Now, Barfield is charged with burning personal property. He was taken to the Beaufort County Jail under a $25,000 bond. And now we turn our attention to the ongoing release and discovery from the Epstein files. NBC's Ryan Nobles has more.
Today on Capitol Hill, Attorney General Pam Bondi will be front and center as members of Congress continue their calls for transparency.
Who are they protecting? Why are they protecting these rich and powerful men?
Members reviewing the unredacted Epstein files plan to press Bondi over what was redacted and why. Congressman Ro Khanna taking to the House floor to name names of rich and powerful men whose names were protected. Bondi, not the only Trump cabinet secretary on the hot seat. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick once insisted he had cut all ties with Jeffrey Epstein.
My wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again.
The files revealed he had considerable contact with the convicted sex offender well past 2005. Lutnick refusing to answer our questions.
Why did you mischaracterize your relationship with him, sir?
But in a Senate hearing denying any tie to Epstein.
I barely had anything to do with that person.
But then admitted he had paid a visit to Epstein's infamous private island.
I had another couple they were there as well with their children, and we had lunch on the island.
Some Democrats believe he should step down from the cabinet.
He told the nation that he'd had no such association, and it turns out that was wrong, and that's why he should resign.
All this as the Epstein survivors push Congress to extend the statute of limitations on certain sex crimes, with the hope justice will eventually be served.
We need to make it easier to punish those who victimize others.
And again, that was Ryan Nobles reporting. We now turn to your weather forecast. Today is going to be a wet day. We're already seeing the rain showers come down currently, but as we make our way towards the afternoon and evening, we will see the rain depart and the sunshine come back out again. Tomorrow is looking like a partly to mostly sunny day, so if the cloud cover has you down right now, not to worry. Give it 24 hours, we'll be back in the sunshine, even less than that. I think we'll most likely be back in the sun coming up later on today at around maybe 4 or 5 p.m. So here's what we've got right now. You can kind of see we've got quite a bit of rain moving across the southeastern portion of the United States from Arkansas and Texas, extending down towards Florida and even up, obviously over eastern North Carolina, but even extending into parts of southern Virginia. So let's zoom the picture in and see exactly what is coming down right now over the east. And light to moderate rain showers. Not seeing any sort of thunderstorm development with this system. Again, it's a fairly weak boundary that's moving overhead, and the fact that that boundary is more horizontally oriented really limits its lift potential. So This is pretty much the most intense rain we're going to see today. Not going to be, again, putting down tons of rain, but I think most of the east should register about a quarter to maybe half an inch of rain out of this system. Here's what we've got right now in Greenville, 59 degrees. Yeah, it is still warm from yesterday. In fact, we actually gained some heat overnight last night into this morning. Unusual, but it happens on occasion. Calm winds right now, as you can see that flag barely flying in the little breeze that we have. Current air temperatures across the region, most of us upper 50s to low 60s. Until you get closer to the water, that's when you start to see more of the mid to low 50s mix in. We've got 54 in Manteo, 51 in Hatteras, 53 in Oriental, 50 in Beaufort. The rest of eastern North Carolina, again, upper 50s to low 60s right now. Now, winds out of the northwest will continue to kind of keep those temperatures capped. Going to get a little bit warmer today, but not a lot warmer. Certainly not what we saw yesterday. Anticipating more of a 3 to 4 degree rise off of your air temperatures right now than the 15 to 20 degree rise we saw from yesterday morning to yesterday afternoon. Let's take you through again what we're going to be seeing through the rest of the day. 61, 62, 63 degrees likely going to be our highs for the day. As we head into the afternoon, you'll note those rain showers departing. The sunshine comes back out again, and well, it's going to come with a northwesterly wind that will attempt to cool us down versus what we had last night with the southwesterly winds that actually warmed us up. So over the next 24 hours, air temperatures will be falling. It's going to drop our temps down into most likely the low 40s coming up later on tonight into tomorrow morning. But then we're looking at the, I would say, low 50s to mid 50s for tomorrow afternoon. 52, 53, 54 degrees coming up for your Thursday. But let's talk a little bit more about the rain showers today. There at noon, you can kind of see the back edge of those raindrops slowly working its way eastward. As we head towards 5 o'clock, most of those drops will be off the coast. We'll see some clear skies following those drops, and that will leave us again with a nice opportunity for some sunshine as we wrap up your Wednesday. Heading into Thursday, mostly sunny skies to start. There will be a few passing clouds through the day, but none of those clouds are going to be producing any sort of raindrops for eastern North Carolina. So for this week, the rain showers coming today, coming right now. As we head into the weekend, we'll have another opportunity for rain, but for your Thursday and Friday, everything is looking dry and again, partly to mostly sunny. Let's zoom it out a little bit further and you guys can kind of get an idea of what's going on. We've got this frontal boundary again that's moving its way across eastern North Carolina today. Behind that, there is a high pressure system that will move in behind it, kind of creating that northwesterly wind flow, but also trying to give us a little bit more sunshine. That high is going to be a fairly weak high pressure system. So its effects of spreading sunshine are going to be a little bit more limited. We will have cloud cover moving in at times on Thursday as well as Friday, and then that high moves off the coast and slowly starts to die out as we head into your Friday afternoon to Friday evening. And that will allow cloud cover to slowly build back over the east ahead of another rain system. It'll be coming in more so Sunday than Saturday, but we could potentially see maybe some late drops showing up late Saturday evening. Sunday, though, is looking like the day where the rain will be the most frequent and widespread. Air temperatures over the weekend, upper 50s, pretty much right around our seasonal average. Coming up for tomorrow and day after tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. Again, low to mid 50s coming up for Thursday, upper 40s by Friday. But if you're tired of the cold air, take a look at what we've got coming up next week. 65 degrees on Tuesday, 70 on Wednesday. It is going to be a toasty week next week compared to, again, what we've been dealing with over the past several weeks. Well, that's all we have time for today's 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday.